What's up, guys? How's it going? Today, we are looking at M1U2L1, which stands for Module 1, Unit 2, Lesson 1. So we are officially on to the next unit. I'm looking here at my calendar, and it should be done at home on the very first day. So the very first day, you're doing this at home. Now, the entrance ticket's very simple, but you have to have read Chapter 13. So if you haven't read Chapter 13, go read that. And then you're going to answer these questions just like we've always been doing. Okay, you take a word, and then you determine the meaning either by Googling the definition or figuring it out. With context, we have been looking at a lot of words recently. All of these words start with in. Indignantly, inconvenient, intense, insane. And so you're going to have to figure that out. Basically, they're trying to get you to look at the word in, or the prefix in, or affix. In meaning not. So insane, not sane. Intense could actually be a little bit different. So that means very tense. So you're going to have to look it up and figure it out. Okay. All right. So let's get down to it. There are some text dependent questions for Chapter 13. Pretty simple. They're multiple choice. And then again, that word. So you look at what does rational mean? You look it up, Google the suffix and the root and origin. Okay. And then you answer a question here, some more multiple choice questions. And then this one, there are some summaries. So today, we are going to be looking at demonstrating understanding of excerpts, determining theme, and analyzing model characteristics, a model to identify characteristics of an effective summary. So basically, we're looking at a summary or a gist and figuring out how to create good ones. So they gave you a model of that. So these bigger ones, 5 part A, have some gists, and you have to decide which one you think is better, and then give me a quick explanation of why. All right, here is what we are looking at, okay? I'm going to highlight it for you so that you can easily see. I am looking at this paragraph right here. It is a gist, okay? It's a summary of Chapter 13. Now, you should have already read Chapter 13, so this will make complete sense to you. But it says, in Chapter 13, Percy, Grover, and Annabeth visit the St. Louis Arch. That's the first sentence. The second sentence says, the very first part of the chapter describes a nervous feeling that Percy gets as he walks around the St. Louis Arch with Grover and Annabeth. That's the second sentence. The second part of the chapter describes Percy's fiery encounter with Echidna and the Chimera at the top of the arch that ends in a dramatic cliffhanger as the injured Percy jumps off the arch and hopes that Poseidon will save him in the river below. It doesn't say in the river below, but it should. So let me fix that. In the river below. This chapter seems to convey the theme that heroes need to trust themselves even if it means taking a big risk. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill out this note catcher. You're going to go sentence by sentence. You're going to tell me what's it about, like what's that sentence about, and what is it doing. So let's look at the very first one, okay? In Chapter 13, Percy, Grover, and Annabeth visit the St. Louis Arch. So this is just giving us a setup, right? Setup for the chapter. It's giving us setting and it's giving us characters. The next thing is, what is the sentence doing? Well, what it does is it gives us context, right? Context for the rest of the chapter. So that's what you're doing now. Chapter 2, or sentence 2, what is it doing? And then, and what is it saying? So it's saying that what happens in the first part, and what it's doing is just giving us a brief example of very important things, okay? And then you just keep going, and fill all that out. Now here is where you are going to get into some harder work, okay? It is question 2, and it says, let me see if I can bring this all up on the one page. There we go. Okay, given your analysis to question 1, generate a list of characteristics for an effective summary. So what does an effective summary have? It has an introduction that states characters and location. Okay, definitely has that. What else does it have? It also has a summary of details. Important details only. It doesn't tell us little stupid things. And then it says details from the text that, and I want you to tell me what are those details for? What's the purpose of that? And then finally, it has one last thing. It should have been in sentence 4. It has an overview of theme for the chapter. Theme is going to be incredibly important moving forward. We've only been introduced to it a little bit, but this is getting you more and more into finding the theme in every chapter, and you'll eventually see that the entire book is kind of set up that way. All right, lesson 1, homework. This is pretty easy. I'm not going to really help you with that. It's not very difficult if you read the instructions. A lot of you don't read the instructions and then say, this is too hard. It's not. Just read the instructions. All right, so that was M1U2L1 for you to do day 1 at home. Group A, you are doing this on Wednesday. Group B, you are doing this on Monday. Well, that's all I got for you guys, so I will see you in class.